Hello. So in zoology practical, there is practical number second. Today we discuss on there is the phylum Porifera. In this phylum, we should know that there are the four examples: the Cycon, Euplectella, Chalina, and the Spongilla. So today's practical we have to discuss on only the poriferans. Last one practical we discussed on there the phylum Protozoa and their four example. So today's practical we discuss on this phylum Porifera and there are the four examples. So we should know that the phylum Porifera, it means that why we have to call them there are the poriferans, because of we should know that their body, they have to show that there are the pore-like structures. So these pore-bearing animals, we have to call them there is the sponges. Their entire body, it shows that there are the small pores. So that's why we have to commonly known as pore-bearing organisms or pore-bearing animals. Actually, this one phylum, it is the first one phylum which are included in the kingdom Animalia. There are, we should know that they are the first multicellular animals. We have to call them, there are the metazoans. Why? Because of there are the multicellular animals. We have to discuss there are the characteristic of the kingdom Animalia, and in which we have to know that there are the multicellular animals. So all the sponges are aquatic. When we have to see all the sponges, it means all the poriferans, they are aquatic. Okay. These organisms, there are have the sedentary in habit. Sedentary, it means that they are not active. They are present inside the water, but they are not active. It means they are the fixed, sedentary. Then their body, when we have to observe, their body, it is generally asymmetrical. But some organisms in the porifera, they shows that the radial symmetrical body. Also, when we have to observe them, they are, some are the sessile, some are the solitary, some are the colonial. Solitary, it means living single, and the colonial, it means some are show that the grouping of that organisms. So when we have to observe them, there are the some, we have to few organisms in the poriferans, they are found. There are the single, few are also found. There are the some grouping, it means the colonial habitat. The body, when we have to observe, there it have the presence of, there are the various minute or the numerous pores, and these pores we have to call them, there is the ostia. There is the ostia. So the osculum, it is a large opening through which water is released out. When we have to observe their canal systems in there are the poriferans, that time there are the small pores in which water enters inside the body of that organism, and through the osculum it is a large opening on approximately anterior side of their body, where there this water, it is the release or exit out from the body. So where we have to observe them, this canal system, it is present for the food capturing. Actually, when we have to observe, they are the sedentary. That time they can't show the movement of their body, and when they have to capture their food, this canal system, it is helpful. So through the pores, the water, it is enters inside the cavity. There is the spongical cavity, and through the osculum, there is the water exit outside the body. Again, when we have to observe the body of these sponges, it means the poriferans, they have to the presence of an endoskeleton. It is in the form of calcareous spicules. It is in the form of a calcareous spicules. Okay. Then again, when we have to observe, all the sponges have the great power of regeneration. When we have to observe the Cycon, then Euplectella, and many other organisms of the porifera, they have to show that the great power of a regeneration. It means that they lost their body part, it is a regenerate, it is a reform. So that's why we have to call them, there is a great power of a regeneration. And the last one, characters in the phylum Porifera, it means that they can reproduce. They can reproduce through, there are the asexual or sexual methods. They can reproduce through, there are the sexually as well as the asexual methods. So in this phylum, we have to discuss on, there are four examples, And the examples like the first one is the cycon, second euplectella, third one chalina, and fourth one is the spongilla. So let's start. There are the first one example. Again, when we have to observe the phylum Porifera classified into three major classes. Class first one is the Calcarea, example is cycon. Class second is the Hexactinellida, there is the example is Euplectella. And the class third, it is a Demospongia, the example is the Chalina or Spongilla. So we discuss on, there are these examples. The first upon we have to discuss on the cycon. We should know that there are the systematic position or the classification of a cycon. It is a present in a phylum Porifera. Why we have to call the poriferans? Because of they are the pore bearing animal. It means their body, it shows that the small pores on their body. Second class is a class Calcarea. It means there are the spicules are calcareous. When we have to observe, there are the endoskeleton of these poriferans. They are either they made up of these calcareous in nature. They are the spicules are made up of this calcareous. So that's why we have to call them the class Calcarea. The third one, there is the order of this cycon. It is a Heterocoela. Why we have to call them? Because of there the canal system in there are the cycon. It is a cyconoid type. Already in theory lectures we have to discuss on there are the various type of canal systems are the present in the sponges. There is ascenoid, cycanoid, leuconoid. Okay, so in the cycon, there are the cycanoid type of a canal system is present, and the genus is a cycon. Genus is a cycon. When we have to observe this organism, it is a look like this way. In this image, we have to observe there is a real specimen which are in our laboratory. It is in the specimen bottle. It is a look like that. There is the cycon, and here we have to observe that there is the sketch or the diagram of that organism. So let's we have to discuss on the few characters of that cycon when we have to observe them. It is a marine or colonial solitary sponge. When we have to observe the cycon, it is the marine. It is only found in marine water. It is a colonial, sometimes it is a solitary sponge. And when we have to observe these sponges, it is attached to there are the rock. It means it is a sedentary and it is fixed to any substratum, either the rocks and also the shell of molluscans. So where we have to observe them, it is attached to the rock. Next one, when we have to observe, it is generally used in a shallow water. It means not too deep in the sea water. It is present in a shallow water. Their body, when we have to observe, it is a vase shape. Vase shape, it means it is a look like the somewhat, it is a flower pot like structures. In this figure, we have to simply observe it is a look like the vase shape between the, there are the flower pot like structures. When we have to observe their body, it is a maximum height, it is recorded 2.5 centimeter in height. And when we have to observe, there is a one end of their body, it is attached to the substratum. It is attached to the substratum. It means here we have to observe them. There are this one, there is the substratum. It is either the rock or the big shell of the molluscans where there the cycon it is attached. It is a common base, and here we have to observe there is the body. In the body we have to observe them. These are the small openings. There are the ostia. It is the small openings we have to call the ostia. It means the pore-like structures. And water, it is enters inside the body through the help of these ostia and release outside the body or exit outside the body. Here is a large opening we have to call the osculum. It is the osculum. So when we have to observe, it is the body, it is how there are the numerous pores are the present, and we have to call them there is the ostia. When we have to observe the skeleton inside the present in a cycon, it is a calcareous spicules. And inside the body of a cycon, there is only the cyconoid type of a canal system is a present. And the cycon, they can reproduce either the sexual or asexual methods. So we have to discuss on, there is the cycon, it is a marine organism, it is attached to the rock, it is lives in shallow water. Their body, it shows that the vase-shaped body, it is a 2.5 centimeter in height. The body which shows that there are the numerous pores. There is the ostia, it is the small openings, and the large opening we have to call the osculum. Their skeleton, it is made up of calcareous spicules. It is a cycloid type of a canal system is present, and they can reproduce through sexual as well as asexual methods. Second example, there is the Euplectilla. The similar way here we have to observe them. There is present in phylum Porifera. Why? Because of their body, it shows that the pore bearing animals. Here is the class Hexactinellida. There is the second one class, and we have to discuss on the class Hexactinellida. It means their skeleton is a siliceous spicules. It means there is the previous example we have to observe. Their endoskeleton, it is the calcareous spicules, and here the Hexactinellidans, it shows that the siliceous spicules are the present. Order is Hexasterophora. Why? Because of there is the spicules, it is have the particular shape. It means the hexaster. Hexaster. There are the we have to discuss in a theory lecture. There are the various types of there are the spicules: monoexon, triexon, polyexon, hexaster. Okay, the same way there is the Euplectilla have the consist of spicules. It is a hexaster, and the genus is Euplectilla. Genus is Euplectilla. So when we have to observe this specimen, it is a look like this such way. This one is the diagrammatic representation, and this one is the real specimen which are the present in our laboratory. It is in the specimen cupboard, and we have to observe them. It is a similarly look like that way. So there is the Euplectilla. When we have to observe their body, here there is it is also called as Venus flower basket. Why? Because of it is somewhat look like there are the basket of a flowers. So it is commonly known as. So many animals we have to known as there some common names, but actually we should know that there are the preferred there is the zoological nomenclature system. It is a glass sponge. Why? Because of it is endoskeleton. It is a siliceous spicules. So that's why we have to call them. It is a glass sponge. When we have to observe this Euplectilla, it is found in a seawater, but the seawater, it is too much depth. It is a deep seawater where they are found as attached to there are the substratum of a long siliceous threads, and so that's why when we have to observe, it is the attached to the substratum at the deep sea. The body, it is long and the curved. As the previous figure we have to observe, it is the body is long and the curve. Here we have to simply observe and attach to there are the substratum. When we have to observe their length of their body, it is approximately there is the length of this body. It is there is the 15 to 30 centimeter in long and 2 to 5 centimeter in diameter. There is the 15 to 30 centimeter long and 2 to 5 centimeter in diameter. Skeleton consists of siliceous spicules. When we have to observe the endoskeleton of this Euplectilla, their skeleton, it consists of there is the siliceous spicules. And when we have to observe there is the canal system, the canal system, it is very simple and it is a cycon type. Okay. So we have to discuss on there is the second one example, there is the Euplectilla, and it is look like there are the Venus flower basket. So it is commonly known as Venus flower basket, and it is also known as a glass sponge. Why? Because of their body, it shows that there is the siliceous spicules. This one is the diagrammatic representation of Euplectilla, and this one is the real specimen which are present in our laboratory in specimen bottles. Next one, there is the third one example, there is the Chalina. Here when we have to observe the systematic position of the Chalina, there is, it's the phylum Porifera. Why all of these poriferans or the sponges, it is a pore bearing animals. So that's why we have to include in the phylum Porifera. Their class is a Demospongia. It means that the skeleton is siliceous spicules. Also as like a Euplectilla, here we have to observe the Demospongia have the skeleton, it is the there is the siliceous spicules. Order, it is a Monoexonida. Why? Because of the skeleton, it consists of monoexons type of spicules. So that's why sorry. So that's why we have to call them the Monoexonida. It is a skeleton consists of these monoexon type of spicules, and the genus is a Chalina. So Chalina, it is the example of a class Demospongia. Class Demospongia. We have to know that the phylum Porifera have the three major classes. Class Calcarea example is a cycon. Second one, Euplectella, example of a class Hexactinellida. And the third one, example Chalina, it is the example of a class Demospongia. So let's see, when we have to observe this organism, it is a look like such structures, and it is a too much horrible like organism. So it is also commonly known as dead man's finger. So it is commonly known as dead man's finger because of when we have to observe, it is a look like that. There is a finger like structures. So that's why it is commonly known as a dead man's finger. When we have to observe their body, it is orange, yellow or red in color. When we have to observe their body, it is orange, red in color. It is found in a deep sea. It is found in a deep sea. When we have to observe their body, it can grow their branches. It is a mass giving the appearance of a hand with many fingers perforated with the oscula. When we have to observe their body, it is a look like there are the many fingers which are the from the single hand, and there is these fingers which are we have to commonly known as a oscula. When we have to observe the skeleton, which is a consist of a spongin with there are the siliceous spicules, it is embedded in it. So there are the skeleton inside this Chalina. There are made up of this form. There is the siliceous spicules. It is embedded in it. And the siliceous spicules, when they are the present, are never six red. It is not a hexaster. It is fewer shows that there is the canal system in there. The Chalina, it is a Ragon type. We have to already discuss this canal systems and their type. It is a Ragon type. Okay. So we have to discuss on the third one example. There is the Chalina, and it is commonly known as a dead man's finger. It is generally found in a deep sea, and the body color is orange, yellow, red color. And also when we have to observe, it is look like there are the branches. It is a finger like we have to call the oscula, and here we have to observe them. There is the siliceous spicules are present but never six red, and there is the canal system. It is a Ragon type. So there is the third one example Chalina, which is the example of a class Demospongia. And the last one example in this phylum, there is the example is Spongilla. Example is Spongilla. So when we have to observe this Spongilla, it is it's similar like that. Here we have to observe there is a diagrammatic representation of the Spongilla, and this one, it is a real specimen in our laboratory. There is the specimen bottles. So first of all, we have to discuss on this Spongilla. It is found in there is the class Demospongia. There is the class of the Spongilla is a Demospongia. Why? Because of their skeleton, it is made up of siliceous spicules, and their order is Monoaxonida. Why? Because of their skeleton, it consists of monoaxon spicules. There is the monoaxon spicules, and the genus is Spongilla. Genus is a Spongilla. So there is the fourth one example Spongilla. It is the example of class Demospongia. So let's see, we have to observe this organism. Here we have to observe there are the diagrammatic representation of Spongilla, and this one is the real specimen. So when we have to observe the some characteristic of this Spongilla, it is a freshwater sponge. It is a freshwater sponge. It is found in all over the world in ponds, lakes and the streams. So here we have to observe them. Other three examples are generally found in marine water in habitat. But here actually when we have to observe these Spongilla, it is found in there is a freshwater habitats and all over the world. There is the water bodies like ponds, lakes, streams, etc. When we have to observe their body, it do not have, there are the regular shape. It is irregular, low encrusting masses with the short branches of the submerged sticks, plant stem, and there are the stones. When we have to observe, there are the attached to any part of the plants, their branches, and also the stones. Okay. So it is often green due to the symbiotic algae. And when we have to observe their body, it is a look like the green. Why? Because it shows the symbiotic relationship with the algae. So that's why it shows that the somewhat the green color of their body. And the surface of these Spongilla, it bears There are the several large oscula and the numerous minor ostia. It is commonly we have to observe them. The small openings we have to call the ostia, and the large one is the oscula. So it helpful to enter the water and also helpful to capture the food. And when we have to observe their skeleton, it is a made up of, there is the monoaxon, siliceous, microscleres, and the megascleres spicules. It is the type of spicules, monoaxon, it is a nature in siliceous in nature, it is a microscleres, and there are the some have the megasclere spicules are present in their body. So here we have to discuss on, there is the spongilla, it is an example of a class Demospongia, and when we have to observe their characters, it is the water sponge, particularly found in a fresh water only and all over the world, and it shows the symbiotic relationship with the algae. It have the small and large opening like ostia, and there is the oscula, and their skeleton made up of monoaxon, siliceous, microscleres, megasclere, spicules. So this one is the spongilla. It is associated with the stick or the stem of plant, and here is the real specimen. So today's practical we have to discuss on, there are the phylum Porifera and their four examples. The phylum Porifera classified into three major classes like class Calcarea, Hexactinellida and Demospongia. Example of class Calcarea is a Cycon, Hexactinellida there is the Euplectilla, and the Demospongia example is there is the Chalina and Spongilla. So today's practical we have to discuss the phylum Porifera. So here we have to end our practical, and we have to discuss in the next one practical for the next one phylum. Thank you.